It's time to put the kids to bed. It's rated IDP with Nate, Coach, and Dougie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rated IDP Live Halloween weekend. As you can notice, there's nothing different on the screens this weekend, as we are all in our same form as we are every Saturday, Friday night. Rated IDP Live, Rider Digest Network. I have the co-host with me, Flash / Coach Donnelly. What's going on, brother?
Oh, not too much. Just finished rating the kids' candy there, and I think we're good to go for the show today.
Did you get all the chocolates out? I got all the chocolates out. I got the Crunch Bars. I got the Butterfingers. I've got the Snickers. I got the good ones out. I got them out of the way. Got them put off to the side. Now we're on to Smarties and lollipops. Right.
See, I'm kind of a weird one here. I'm not a big chocolate guy. I go for the candy corn. Anytime I see the candy corn, Swedish berries, that's my kind of thing. But I don't do chocolate. There's no chocolate. Oh yeah, Nate, that's what I'm talking about. You're my sugar daddy.
Candy corn.
Nate's being my sugar daddy.
We'll have something to say about that. As that's probably going to be on my bottom of Halloween candy. We'll go around the room here as I introduced everybody. I'm your host, Oklahoma Doug. I got the co-host with me, Barry Allen, Flash Gordon, Coach Donnelly. I have up here the producer at Nate Cheat. Tonight I got Hollywood, Snax IDP over there, Dubs fam. Over there. I got Dibby, the homie Dibby. I'm gonna lead us off here. My number one Halloween candy is that Crunch Bar, that snack size Crunch Bar. I'm going with that Crunch Bar, and I'll go up here with the co-host, Barry Allen, Mr. Coach Donnelly. What number one Halloween candy?
Mine's the candy corn. I like myself some candy corn. That's the way.
Jesus Christ! Oh,
Jesus, you die
it's
on that.
terrible.
Huh?
Oh man, it's like, oh yeah, get that in there good.
Oh man! All right, let's go over here next to you, Hollywood. How you doing, brother? IDP Nation co-host, the IDP factory there over at DFF. How you doing, brother?
He's doing good. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm. Much better than his connection.
Yeah.
All right, Snacks, we're going over to you, man. How you doing? I love the Michael Myers shirt, man. What's up, homie? How you doing?
It glows in the dark. It's the only clothing I've ever bought at a fair. This and another T-shirt.
It's the only clothing you bought while having an affair.
Nope.
Good to know, man. Good to know.
At a fair.
Oh, at a fair. At a fair. Okay. Sorry.
You just outed him.
One thing about marshmallows, we don't have ears. We don't have ears.
Wifey is not worried about that.
Hey, I love you, Snacks. Thanks for coming over, homie.
Yeah, no problem, man. As far as Halloween candy goes, for me, that's a yes. I'll take any of it, all of it. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. We got to have one-on-one. You got
Snickers.
The Twix. You got the Reese's.
Snickers. No,
Snickers.
OG Snickers. Yep. Shut it down.
All right, the OG.
Mm-hmm.
As for, I'm not sure what. Nate, can you help me? What the hell we got going on down here with Biddy? I'm not sure what kind of mask that is. Is that
Trash
is that
panda.
Hello Kitty?
Trash
What
panda.
is it? It's Scratch Panda. Okay.
It's a regular panda.
It's a regular panda. Okay, it's a regular panda. Biddy, what's up, homie? How you doing, brother?
Good, man. It's the best I could do on short notice. I didn't know we were dressing up. I had to grab my daughter's earmuffs.
Yeah, I didn't know he was either. I actually tackled my son in the hallway and grabbed this from him. So
There you go.
And I gotta go with Reese's. Anything Reese's is number 1 and 2 and 3.
Okay. Fair.
Right
Fair.
on, buddy. Right on. All right. Well, we have another guest with us tonight, and I'm not sure if his connection is going to allow him to join us.
You shipped him those possums.
First thing we do on Rated IDP Live every week is we go Dingus Down in Distance. This week we call it Barry Allen Down in Distance. Okay, yeah, we'll roll with that. Okay.
You can roll a flashpoint thing out of this whole thing here or something.
I was trying to roll with it. That was coming off the hip, Coach.
Hey, it's all right. Everyone likes to shoot from the hip here. So I'm going to try to
tell you. Go ahead.
So this year, oh boy, we're on trick or treating here. Trick or treating. You know, it's the only time of the year it's acceptable to dress up like an idiot, go up to everyone's door, and ask for candy meals. That's basically what it is. It's like taking your children and going, hey, you know what? Go get daddy some candy. And it's okay to do that. So, and of course, Doug, you can relate to this. When you send 9 kids to a door, you're getting some good treats out of the deal. So,
oh, man. Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
We definitely
holiday.
We definitely doubled down. But this year, I'll tell you what, this year is the first year I've actually wanted to kick someone in the nuts after the fact. So we're going door to door, and everything's going good, and kids are getting their trick-or-treating. It's like, Biddy, you could probably relate to this. It's like snowing here. We're trick-or-treating in the snow or sleet or whatever the heck we want to call it. It was ugly up here.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's doing good. And
Sounds
we're getting
terrible. Sounds terrible.
Yeah, I know. So we get to this. We're almost done our route. We're almost done the route. We get to this one house, and we knock on the door. And I got to take these off for a second. So we get to this last house here. Now I look like Flash as a Teletubby. We get to this we get to this almost last house. So we're getting to this house, and it's a couple of these teenagers answer the door. Kids do their trick or treat, yada yada yada. They go up and they hand them rotten ass black bananas. That was what they gave the kids, rotten ass black bananas. Needless to say, and I'm usually the one that kind of loses my mind. My wife goes, throw it back. Yep. So the kids all grab their rotten bananas and they start throwing it back at the house. And we sit there and we're like, whatever. And in today's day and age, and apparently I didn't know this because I was already kind of down a house or two, but they're filming this, these teenage little punks. They're filming this whole thing. And so my wife gets on the social media. She's just putting it on blast on like the neighborhood watch and this and that. So apparently the same little shits were handing out onions too. Handing out onions to kids. So it got to me to thinking, trading in your league is like trick-or-treating. And if you every league has that guy that's going to give you a rotten banana or give you the onion. And if you don't know who that is, chances are it's you. Okay? There's a good chance it's you. If you don't know who it is, it's you. You know, you go to one guy's house. I'm going to go over to Nate. I'm going to go knock. Trick or treat, and me and Nate, we're going to talk a little trade here. You know, he's going to give me good value on my guys, and I'm going to
give
it right back. And, you know, it's going to be good. I'm going to go over to Doug's house. He's going to give me a damn popcorn ball. It's not the worst thing he could give me, but, you know, it's there, right? It's okay. We can work with this. Yeah. We can work with the popcorn ball. Maybe throw a couple jujubes in with the popcorn ball, make it a little bit better. Yeah. I'm going down to Hollywood down there. Trick or treat. He's going to give me a dumb ass rotten black banana. And I'm going to throw that banana back at his place. So you got 3 options when you're the host in the trick or treating. You either answer the door and you give out candy. You either turn your damn lights off. You don't even answer the door. And everyone has that guy in their league too. The guy you send the trade offer to that you never hear back from. Yeah, that's probably Nate right there. Turns off his lights so no one comes to come to him anymore. And then you've got that one guy that you send him a trade offer and he counters with a rotten banana and an onion. Everyone has that. Everyone knows that guy in their league. So it got me thinking, what are some of the trades? I know I've turned off my lights every once in a while. Someone tried to trade me. Oh, they wanted like Dak Prescott and I can't remember someone else, but they were offering like Keyshawn Johnson and a 4th round pick. And That's when you turn the lights off.
It was
you don't even send a counter off. It's not even worth a rotten banana. You just turn the lights off and you go away. And everyone's got those.
Des, I know what you're talking about, and Debbie hell in the cell there, Coach. You remember how Des Bryant was the rotten onion, but he was dipped in chocolate. Like they dipped him in chocolate, so he looked good on the outside, but nobody wanted anything to do with Des. So I can see your point, man. I love it. Anybody got it? Go ahead, Coach.
Then you get that one house, you go trick or treat, and they like load you up on like those candy rockets, those things that are useless. Nobody wants those things anyway.
Whoa.
There we go. There's Biddy jumping in on that one.
There we go.
Rockets. You don't
rockets.
Whoa. Don't say things you can't unsay now. Rockets they're not tier 1, but they're tier 2.
It's like going to a house and getting Calambalish. That's what it is. It's like getting a Balash. Exactly.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a throw-in. The rockets are, you want to make me happy? You know what? Throw in an original Snickers and then throw a couple rockets in. Okay, that's our trade. Throw a couple rockets in to sweeten the deal.
If you get a throw in on every trade, look, you're rocking, right? You get an extra fifth thrown in with every trade at the end of the season.
That's what you
package a bunch of fifths for a third.
Yeah, that's it. Throw a couple fifths, throw a couple rockets in there, and you got yourself a deal.
I had a couple fifths last night.
I bet. Probably a couple 2-4s too while you're at it.
We don't call them fifths. We call them smarties.
That's all right.
We're hitting that time of the season right now in all your leagues. First off, if you're in a dynasty league, I don't believe there should be a trade deadline ever. There should not be a trade deadline ever in a dynasty league.
Second that.
This is the trade deadline season. We're going trick-or-treating right now. You're going door to door. You're either a buyer, you're a seller, or you're nothing. Right? You can't be in between. You're either buying or you're selling. And if you're not doing either, chances are you should be selling because you're probably in the middle of the pack and your team's not going to get any better anyway. It's kind of how that rolls out there.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I agree with you, but while we're on Halloween, I'm going to tell you the 101 of Halloween candy that I've got to the day, and it was this year. This year, it's the 101. Check this out. This is what I got this year. It's Mountain Dew chapstick. I got this.
What?
Okay. Yeah, no, man should be rubbing stuff on his lips.
I don't know what Doug.
Oh, whoa! We gotta get.
Wait, you don't want them to be moisturized?
Okay, that's when you go. You know, with Canadian winters, I got the moistest lips out there. You know, I block off every kind of wind chill that comes at me with this baby.
Whoa.
No lip chap touches this unless my wife's wearing it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think has the moistest lips here?
Well, Nate might have some chap lips after last night, but.
Did you see the eyebrows? I seen the eyebrows.
Wow.
I seen the eyebrows above.
Wow.
I know everybody else did too.
But like everything else, like trick-or-treating and like your trade deadline, be careful out there. You know, it's not a bad idea to take any kind of treat at the trade deadline and show your mommy and your daddy. Make sure there's no like poisoned apples in there or razors in your apples or anything. Because we get so enamored with the trade deadline that we want to make a trade. And it doesn't even matter what it looks like until we make it. And then about a week later, we realize we just ate a poisoned apple and we're there's another. If you're giving apples away at Halloween too, there's another problem. There's a special place in hell for you right now. But
What about candied apple? Would you do candied apple?
No.
There better be like a caramel dipping sauce.
Yeah,
as a side.
Don't give me my food's food for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. Like once you get a caramel apple, it's fine. You eat the top of it, and then what? You're stuck with an apple on a stick. That's horrible. If I want an apple on a stick, I'll go to my fridge, I'll stick my butter knife into my apple, and I'll take a bite out of it. If I want to get really creative and crazy, I'll put some whipped cream on that apple too and pop it in.
Pop it in where?
Are we still talking about apples?
Where are we popping it in?
Under the duster. Under the duster here.
Coach is all fired up.
Which, by the way, there's probably still some candy corn in here too. I'm saving for later.
Have you ever stacked it like the internet tells me that you can to make it look like an ear of corn standing on end?
I usually just grab my candy corn and just throw it right in there. I don't really do no tricks with it.
Have you ever seen the meme though, where they stand it, they stack it all neat and fancy, and it looks like an ear of corn standing on end?
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that.
No, me either. Certainly,
I've never seen it.
Have you ever tried
I don't know what
it?
you're talking about.
You've never seen it? So if you take candy corn and arrange it so that the points are all facing in and it's all touching to form a circle around like an ear of corn. Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
if you get the tips to touch.
Yep. Now just make the circle and then layer it, keep layering it like that.
Whoa.
Yep. So lay it flat on your table.
We're talking about candy corn. Oh my gosh.
Hold up.
Hold up. They're going the wrong direction. You need to turn one of them around, I think.
Oh, so it needs to be tipped to back end.
Well, no. Well, that's I don't know what he's trying to do.
I'm going to take a wild guess he's trying to reenact last night.
He's figuring it out. He's going to get married soon, so he's got to get it figured out now. You know?
Show went off the rails at the 13:22 mark.
Well, I mean,
I never thought I'd get kicked off of YouTube talking about candy corn.
So I got I know what the 101 of candy is for Halloween. Vodka-soaked Harborough Bears.
Oh, okay. Vodka soaked? Hold up. Is this something like a Jello shot? Yeah. Like how does a gummy bear become vodka?
So
they just
it's it. Gelatin, and basically, like, if you soak them long enough, the vodka infuses.
I know exactly,
and it's like taking a half a shot.
Talking about.
It's even better when you're walking around Salem, Massachusetts, popping these little bears in your mouth.
Yes.
With no one the wiser around you.
Okay, first off, Hollywood, you've probably never let vodka sit long enough to gelatin.
Touche. But I do know what he's talking about. You take a number 13 baking dish, and you fill it full of gummy bears, and then you just pour your vodka all over it, and you put like a cellophane wrap over it and let it set overnight, or 2 days, or 3 days, 4 days. The longer it sets, the stronger it gets. And I'm telling you, it's on when you eat some of those.
Yeah, they swell up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
yeah, I mean, they're huge.
This has been your Rated IDP live drinking tip for this week.
So what I got out of that is Hollywood prefers it when it gets swelled up.
He's so
I still can't get past Nate popping in his mouth.
Just don't take too many or you'll wake up looking like this the next day.
Yeah. They'll be on you before you know it, that's for sure.
All right, fellas. Well, for the main topic of the show tonight, I wanted to do buy sell. And I figured I'd lead the show off as I figured I had one of the juiciest sales that there could be. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I think everyone should sell Sam Hubbard.
Wow. I don't know
Any gripe
to begin with.
Any gripes? Anybody got anything to say about it?
Has
Why?
he
What's
been
the
doing
rationale?
anything to warrant ownership since his hot
I
start?
just believe there's no peak that we can see Sam Hubbard reaching what he has right now. And if you own this guy in a league, I feel that the warrant that you could get for him, I feel that you could get a defensive end plus probably a second to third round pick for this guy. Meaning he is a perfect sell candidate for me for what you got for him in the offseason and what you could cash in for Sam Hubbard right now. I think it's tenfold, and I think you should cash in right now because I don't think it gets no higher. I think Sam Hubbard cash out sweepstakes is right now. Week 8, week 9, NFL season, sell Sam Hubbard.
I'm not going to argue there.
Anybody?
I don't know. I can't argue with that either.
I really can't argue that. No, I can't.
What do you think you're getting for him, though?
What can you get for him?
A second? Did you say
That's
a second?
I'd say a second for sure.
Really?
It sounds like a lot. And I guess we need to specify what kind of leagues we're talking about. And I'd say the majority of us play in offensive mixed IDP leagues, meaning you start 11 IDP guys and 11 offensive guys, right, guys?
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah, close to it.
He's definitely a full roster.
Close to it. I mean, just for anybody listening, wanting to know what we're talking about, I say we could all agree on that. Start 11 IDP, start 11 offense, so we can kind of agree on that. That's one quarterback league. That's 3 linebackers. That's 2 defensive ends. That's your general lineup. So buy sales here. I'm saying sell Sam Hubbard. Any complaints? Any talk? Any rhetoric?
I would have hoped to have sold him about a couple weeks back. Would probably been my goal. I think when you try and sell him now, you're not going to get the same value as what you would hope for. But I think with Sam Hubbard, whatever you can get, you take at this point, because I think you can find his kind of value just about anywhere right now. And then if you're in a league with Hollywood down there, he needs all the help he can get. I'm watching him in some of our leagues, and he is trash right now.
I've got some teams that are just bottom.
Like I would be willing to go to Hollywood here right now, offer him Sam Hubbard for a third, and I'll throw a couple rockets in on that.
Ooh, watch the Rockets. Watch the Rockets big. Watch that.
But seriously, if you can go around and go Sam Hubbard and say a 5th, or Sam Hubbard and a 6th for a third, I think that's something you definitely go push for. Ooh.
And I'll switch right back around, and I'll do one of my buys. If that was one of my sales of Sam Hubbard, I'll come back with a buy, and I'll do somebody that's in the news here of late, and I'll go with Quan Alexander. There's no bottom of bottom right now. I feel that can't be Quan Alexander. I feel he's on the bottom of bottom that could reach the highest of highs. So, in my opinion, as a dynasty owner, I'd say go see what it takes to get Quan Alexander. See if you can go throw out a 5th round pick, a 4th round IDP / offensive round 4th, 5th, 6th round pick. See if you can get Quan Alexander.
You're an Niners fan, right? You're an Niners fan, Dougie? Yeah. So you've been watching all the games. Like, is he? Like, why is he invisible?
Because he's invisible. Because that defensive line takes all the credit. The defensive line is it's what draws all the attention, but you never see the sideline linebackers like Fred Warner and Quan Alexander doing the dirty work. And Quan, he was a tad. Fred Warner is a must own. I say do what you got to do to get for Fred Warner.
Right.
For sure.
He's the one. He's the linebacker. It looks like he's the linebacker to own. I don't think that it started that way this season.
Yeah.
No. It didn't start that way at all. I agree.
So exactly like it's. I tweeted it the other day, but it reminds me of exactly what happened in Tampa Bay with him and Levante. Like Levante dominated. I think in what was it 15 or 16? He was filthy, and then Quan showed up, and it was like you'd watch the game, and Levante was picking up the blocker, and Quan was getting the tackle, and he was just killing him. The numbers every night and last ball, and he didn't seem to want to get to the ball, almost like he's happy, complacent to just kind of be the guy and do his thing, like he doesn't need to earn it anymore, which kind of worries me a little bit.
But Quan's on IR too, isn't he? Torn pec.
He is today, yeah, he got hurt today, but even when he was in the game, it didn't happen till middle.
It kind of strikes me. Don't it kind of strike you as the situation in Dallas with the LVE and Jalen Smith? Don't it kind of strike you the same way? Whereas LVE's kind of slacked off just a little bit, kind of maybe like, okay, I'm the guy here now. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the injuries, but is it kind of similar to you guys?
I mean, I guess maybe they're being lined up differently to run the defense than they would be, if they're focusing more on seeing what's going on and calling stuff out. Maybe they're not lining up in a place to get to the ball as quickly.
I tend to shy away from the narrative that like he's complacent because I don't think you get where they got if you're built that way.
Right. Understand.
Yeah.
I see guys like him. I see guys like Alec Ogletree. They just are watching a lot of what's happening around them. They're making the adjustments. They're running the game. They're getting there. They're backing up. They don't have to make the plays because their teammates are making them. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, Quan was there on a lot of plays, but he wasn't the first one there.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't think it's from a place of complacency, though. Like, I think it's more of they want to be, not they want to be, but they're happy to be the second guy in to clean up as opposed to the first guy in. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think to Doug's point here, I think this is about the lowest you're going to see Quan Alexander. He can't get much lower in value right now.
No, right. Nobody's taking his job.
Yeah, exactly. And he does have tremendous upside. He is talented. He can make plays. We've seen him make plays. Now you got a guy. If you're a team that's in a solid position and you can afford to put him on your IR and not even use him and have him for next year, then yeah, maybe you trade him a Sam Hubbard and some bottle rockets there for Quan Alexander.
So,
and that's what we say, touche.
So just to jump in with my take here,
go ahead, Nick.
The whole Fred Warner, Quan Alexander thing. Consider when we, as IDP analysts, generally suggest, starting interior linebackers. Usually they do the best against run-heavy teams. Like those are the games that you just kind of like bite into and you're like, this is going to be juicy. But look at the 49ers defensive line, and any running back has to go through DeForest Buckner, a beast of a man. So
yes,
I think that generally we're seeing the cannibalizing between Fred Warner and Quan Alexander. But on top of that, plays just aren't getting past that defensive line. Even Eric Armstead is kind of taking a step forward, as Solomon Thomas. Like these guys, they have built a massive defensive line which just swallows up opposing offenses, doesn't allow these quantity of plays to get into the interior of the field for these linebackers to make their points. So
great point.
This isn't going to remain this way. I mean, sorry, Dougie, but teams ebb and flow, things break down. At some point, Quan Alexander's value is going to come back up.
I'm a fan, but I'm a realist.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what's enticing about the NFL. It's all of the factors coming together at one point so that they can have a perfect team to go into the Super Bowl. Unless you're the New England Patriots, then it doesn't matter as long as you get the newest janitor signed off.
That's right.
Let's be realists here too.
As long as you put the toilet paper facing out this way and not underneath, you'll win Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Over instead of under.
Over instead of under. There you go, Hollywood. That's it. Over.
If you get Quan right now at this price, I mean, he's injured. Man, I would probably float a 3rd-round pick and see if it hit. Or, a Matt Milano, someone that you got off the waiver wire to grab him in a dynasty league and,
I don't know,
you keep him for a year or two. Then you
I love that Milano call. Good call.
You'll see him mature again into a great value piece.
Yep.
And besides that, San Francisco's going to have to play Arizona 2 times every year, so they're going to be seeing a lot of Kenny and Drake in the future. So there will be lots of opportunities for our linebackers to get tackles.
We're gonna go through a few of our buy and sells as a group, and talk about these. That's the main topic for the show. So, I got to run outside real fast. Turn off the well water. Coach, as the co-host of the show, I'd love for you to get into your buy and sells, brother, and let's go around the room. Let's talk to him, Bubble.
All right, so we're going to start with my sell. I recommended selling him back after week 4. And if you would have sold him after week 4, you would have been looking pretty good. Shaq Barrett is a guy I've been trying to sell. He gave you another sell window here with another okay game here last week. I'm not a big proponent of outside linebackers and production. So if you've got him and he's starting to produce a little bit, it's time to get rid of him. Move on from him. I'm old school. I like my inside linebackers. If an outside linebacker is on your roster, and it's not just limited to Shaq Barrett, but he's the one that comes to my mind the most, get rid of him now. Get rid of him right now. Look for someone more consistent. I would even be almost willing to offer up Shaq Barrett for a Quan Alexander to change things up a little bit. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I would make that trade all day long.
If you're sitting there and you got an outside linebacker and you have an opportunity to get an inside linebacker or a D line 2 even, that's a move I'm definitely making. Every day, all day. And right now with him producing again, you might have that sell window is opened up again for you to make that move. Hollywood, what do you figure there, bud? I agree with you. Nate, anything on Shaq?
Man, outside linebackers, it's a bubble. We saw it burst once already, and they kind of rose from the grave right around Halloween. I was actually just looking up Jamie Collins because he was the other one. He's just put up a great game for week 8. 12 tackles and sack and a half, it looks like. Mm-hmm. These 2 guys, perfect candidates to get them, get some value out of them. People are going to be chasing those points and wanting them, but look at the week before, he had a tackle assist for Jamie Collins. That's a huge bust. And if he's in your lineup, that's probably a loss, especially if you're riding his huge games. So him, Shaq Barrett, both definite sells.
Yeah, like I said, I'm big into consistency. I'll risk that high reward kind of thing. I like my floor to be a little bit higher. I'm not too worried about my ceiling as long as my floor is high enough. And that's where I see, especially when you talk about 3-4 outside linebackers too. I don't even want those guys on my roster anywhere.
Historically, I would have agreed with you. This year, I've come around a little bit where I'm seeing, depending on the scoring settings, you can have leagues set up where OLBs can be a lot more valuable than traditional scoring settings have been. So I'm still like totally on board with you that you want the inside guys first. But when it comes down to picking like a flyer on an inside guy versus a stud outside guy, I'm willing to take that risk and for a bye week maybe take a chance on a guy that might win you a week.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
We're talking outside guy.
Right.
We got to make sure we're talking the difference between
edge. Yeah.
Edge.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 3-4, like I said, the 3-4 is kind of where I'm drawing that line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I was with you there.
And then the one guy I'm buying right now, and I don't care what the cost is. I will give you all the rockets in the world. I want Danielle Hunter on my team no matter what the cost is.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? And
Yes,
I'll tell
sir.
you what. You're probably still not paying enough for him right now if you trade for him. Because
most underrated defensive player in the league.
No one ever talks about him. He is the defensive line #1 player in the league, no matter what you're talking about. And he's getting treated like he's what? Number 5, number 6, number 7. He's not one of those first names you hear of, especially in the fantasy kind of community here. So Hunter, for me, I don't care what he costs me to get. I'm going out there and I'm going to get him. Snacks?
I agree with that. Yes.
I'm with you. I definitely love Danielle Hunter. So I read it and say it the same way. It's a problem that I'll have forever.
Say Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly. What was I going to say? So one of the guys that I'm trying to buy, and it's not really that anything changed, but it's just that a guy that's coming up is somebody I'm in a lot in, Harold Landry. He has doubled his production from last year. And I don't think anybody wants to really charge you a lot for him because nobody loves him that much. I just think that he's a guy you can buy low at linebacker and get solid every game starter production from. And you can get him for maybe that third, maybe even that fourth from the right guy.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys. A little Oklahoma report here. My grandma's heading to the hospital right now, so I'm gonna have to jump off here, and I'll catch y'all later. I got a little something going on, so I want to jump on and let y'all know what's going on. Okay. So I'm gonna have to head out here. So I love everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Please carry on, Coach Nate.
Yep.
See y'all later.
Yep.
Good luck,
Doug.
Good luck.
Hope she's okay, Doug.
Oh.
So we're talking Harold Landry there, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not like a guy that's jumping off for any reason. Like, there's nothing that changed in his situation or anything, but he's just a guy that I look at that nobody's really high on, but I see him playing a lot better and making a lot of more plays. Somebody that I'm looking for that I can get cheaper and nobody's really going to try to buy from.
Do you think Rashawn Evans and Jayon Brown kind of put a floor on him?
I don't really believe in Evans. I don't know. He's not a guy that I've really invested into, that I really liked. I think that I don't know. I do a lot on feel. I play a lot on feel, and Rashawn Evans isn't the guy that I own.
I get Rashawn Evans everywhere. I'm a big Evans fan.
And here we are.
You would be, Biddy.
That's right.
See, I don't mind Evans there, but I
see that there's just there's so much talent there, and I think that Landry is the guy that nobody looks at there, as he's not the name there that anybody wants. You can get him for less, is my point.
Yeah, I would agree. I think his value perception is a lot less than Evans and Brown. My concern with Tennessee, and it's kind of more situational, so to speak,
Okay.
is Tennessee's trash.
Yeah.
And I can say that because Holly just
Fair.
went to the washroom to take a you know what. But the truth is, Landry, I think, is really good when he gets a chance to rush the passer.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of teams are running the ball at certain points where he kind of loses that a little bit. Now, if A.J. Brown gets going and they find a quarterback and everything
Tannehill's
kind
kind of unlocked him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So if they can keep the games close where teams have to play both the pass and the run, they just can't tee off on the pass, then I think that changes things too. But that's all situational, right? So,
But
Fair
like
enough.
with Landry, you're getting back into that 3-4 outside linebacker situation though, where is it worth playing him for the boom bust weeks over the high floor guy?
Not necessarily, unless your league scoring settings, dictate that. But
Right.
I mean, he's a guy that I think he's getting enough in the run game that he's a startable piece. Like he's not a guy that like Shaq Barrett. I don't know. I just can never find myself starting him. I could start Harold Landry. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a crazy person, but I can pull the trigger on it. I could start him.
well, let's talk to the one guy here who actually watches the Titans for I don't know why, but
On purpose?
he actually enjoys watching the Titans.
Oh man, it's a low blow, Coach.
Hey, Hollywood, remember when I
I
said Tannehill was going to take Mariota's job in the offseason?
I so freaking hate you, Nate. I hate you. I so hate you. Oh my!
Is Mariota going to be in the
I
league
see
in
what-
2 years?
Oh my God! This is turning into I can't do this. I can't. But yeah, I'm agreeing with Snacks on Landry. He is very. You could probably get him very cheap right now in most leagues.
Yeah.
But he's going to give you good numbers for what your value, whatever you pay for him. You're probably going to get a good value for him.
Mm-hmm.
Jayon Brown has been a good one, but he got hurt a couple weeks ago. So Woodyard naturally stepped right in for him. And I am buying though because he has made Woodyard a backup. He's getting the run. He gives a little bit of inside pass rush from the inside, which you don't generally see from an inside linebacker, but he can do it, and he does do it a little bit. I know his numbers are not quite reflecting it, but his quarterback hits and pressures are there, so he's getting the opportunities. It's if I'm having to pick one linebacker, I'm probably going Landry because most likely you're in a league that scores sacks pretty heavily, and he's probably going to give you the best opportunity for that.
Like it. I play in a lot of big play leagues, so that may be where I'm thinking
Right.
valuing him a little bit higher with his 5 sacks
Now,
already.
if you're playing in tackle heavy scoring leagues, you're probably going to go Evan, I would think, and probably Jeff Brown's hurt. You're probably going to go Woodyard. So you got a 3-man rotation. But if you're in a sack heavy scoring injury right now, because Cameron Wake has done nothing opposite him really.
Mm-mm. He does have that D end availability though on Yahoo that I've seen a couple guys get sucked into.
So speaking of getting sucked into stuff here, Hollywood, who's your sell right now? Who are you trying to sell off on some poor schmuck? Or you said you're buying. You said you're buying Landry. Who are you selling, Snacks?
I haven't really thought too much about it, to be honest with you. We can come back to me if you want.
All right, Biddy, what do you think? Because it looks like Hollywood's froze up again there at the Possums.
Well, I got to buy for you.
People.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say my buy would be Taco Charlton.
Ooh. I like
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit under the radar. He did he get released or traded from Dallas to Miami?
Traded, I believe.
Yeah, and so I don't think they paid much for him. I think he's in a spot now where he doesn't necessarily get a lot of obvious passing downs because they're typically trailing, and he's still producing despite that against him. So I think the arrow's pointing up for him, and I think he's somebody that I want to have everywhere.
And with Charlton there, his talent's never been.
And
the
there's
question.
something to be said for
Coming out
that.
of college. Change of scenery probably didn't hurt him at all. Going to South Beach, it's never really a bad thing.
Yeah.
But we were talking about him out of that draft class. I think a lot of us like talk about Charlton coming out of the draft, and when he went over there to begin with there at Dallas, I don't think he really got that opportunity. And the one thing probably more important than anything when you're looking at players is having that opportunity to make those plays. In Miami, he's on the field all the time, getting that opportunity to make plays, as opposed to even now you look at what Dallas has going on. Michael Bennett, DeMarcus Lawrence, Robert Quinn. Now they got a rotation there.
They just added Michael Bennett too.
Yep. And now Charlton is the man in Miami, so to speak.
Yeah, no, I think that was a real positive move for his career. As for Sell, I'm going with Devondre Campbell. He's a guy that I held on to for a couple years in a couple leagues. He's always showing that potential, like he might take the next step. And then I actually sold him everywhere I had him prior to this season, which was the worst possible timing. And he's blowing up, but I don't think it's necessarily real. I think it's gonna fall out from underneath him, and I think you want to get out while he's a sell high.
So let's talk about Devondre Campbell a little bit, because he is actually killing my number one linebacker, and that's Deion Jones.
Yeah.
Deion Jones right now in redraft is basically droppable.
Yeah.
Now, I never thought I'd actually come around to saying that, and that's me eating crow right there. And because I had Deion Jones nominated as my number one linebacker coming into this season.
So did I.
And I still believe in Deion Jones. I think he's linebacker one next year. But there's something this year that's just not clicking for him. And Devondre Campbell is making up for that. He's getting those tackles that Jones is not getting. So
yeah, I was hedging my bets all offseason with Foye Sadolokun. I thought he had the potential to kind of take over that Devondre Campbell role, and that really didn't pan out because he's not getting any run at all. It's all Devondre Campbell.
Yep.
one of my other rules is on all my rosters, if I can't pronounce the player's name, I don't bother drafting them, so I don't have to talk about them.
You must not have many players then.
No.
We need to get you on a pod with Joey, and we'll call it.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Get Nate to put the name up on the screen. Have me and Joey try and spell it.
You could probably put together a pretty fearsome all Smith defense if you thought about it.
What if you can't pronounce Smith?
Preston's and Darius Harrison. That's just the three off the top of my head.
Like Harrison Smith?
Nope, not Harrison Smith.
Are you sure it's not Smythe? Is it Smith or Smythe?
It's both of them.
Smythe, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
So Hollywood, what do you got for us down there?
Okay, so I'm going to go with my buy first. It's going to be Derek Barnett for Philadelphia. He had a pretty good rookie year, was injured last year, and kind of flying under the radar this year, but he's had 4.5 sacks in the last 5 games. If you're in position-specific leagues, you definitely want to grab him because he is red hot right now. I know they have a rotation, but with his play snap count, I think he's like 85% right now. But even still, I mean, he's getting opportunities. His quarterback hits are up. He's on pace to set career highs across the boards in tackles, sacks, pressures, tackles for loss. So right now, he's the one that I'm looking to buy right now.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. I like Barnett there.
And then right.
Barnett, he's been underrated. We saw what he did to who's that? Tyron Smith there a couple weeks ago. And I know Smith is hurt. Right. He's been battling a little bit of injury. But when Derek Barnett got around that corner and put that little dip to him, he absolutely owned one of the best tackles in the National Football League. So Derek
He did.
Barnett, and we've seen this in Tennessee. This is what he was known for.
Can tie Reggie White's record at Tennessee, there has to be something to it. And he's a speed rusher. He has good skills. He can dip his shoulder. He has really good bend. Like you said, if you can beat Tyron Smith, now granted he was hurt a little bit, banged up or whatever, but if you can beat him, that shows big promise. And right now he's probably a 9 to 12 sack guy on the season, which is going to be really huge for him. And if you go back to the SEC days, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but he was better than Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett feasted on inferior competition, where Barnett, most of his sacks came against the superior guys. So, I really like Barnett, even though Philadelphia has that kind of a rotation. He's still a starter. He's still commanding most of the reps. And right now he's healthy and he is doing his thing. So, yeah, don't be surprised if he just keeps on going. So right now and you can have him cheap, because I think a lot of owners from last year where they think he was hurt and didn't perform well, they're kind of letting him go real cheap. I've picked him up in a few leagues for like a 4th or 5th round pick, and he's going to exceed that value easily.
Okay, who are you selling right now?
Oh, man, this is so rough right here because people are going to roast me. Probably Nate's going to be the first one right here. I'm going to – man, I hate to do this. I'm going to sell Josie Jewell. I am one of his biggest fans. I love his game, but he went out with a hamstring injury, and A.J. Johnson, former Vol, by the way, has kind of supplanted him. Has took over for him. Jewell is back right now and getting plays, but A.J. Johnson, in his absence, just dominated. And I don't know that Todd Davis is the answer long term. He's probably not. So Jewell's probably going to get a run eventually. But right now, I think you got to sell him because maybe somebody will want him on the name that it's kind of high on him like me, but A.J. Johnson has replaced him right now. I've been talking on Reddit on the Broncos sub, and everybody is kind of the same. That we like Jewell, but A.J. Johnson is just such a playmaker. They like Davis, but he's kind of older, and they think eventually it's going to be Johnson and Jewell. But right now, Johnson has definitely outplayed Jewell. So if you can trade Jewell and get something back, then probably now's the time to do it, because if this continues, Alexander or AJ, however you want to call him, he's definitely took his job right now.
I think that for you to sell Jewell, you'd have to find someone who actually wants to buy him.
Yeah,
I think Jewell might be a package guy. Throw him in to upgrade another position. He's not been good this year. He got injured, and then he's kind of dropped off the face of the planet. He was super hyped last year.
Yes, he was.
So I would definitely say he's a sell, but I don't know, if you're in leagues with people who pay attention, you might not have a partner to do-si-do with.
So Nate, would it be a safe assumption to say that Jewell is basically like Rockets?
More like
Pocket
candy corn.
Rockets?
More like candy corn, I think.
Okay.
Candy corn.
Yeah.
I think we might need some clarification, or maybe what are these rockets? I think of like the ice cream, like the rocket ship ice cream. What are these things?
Is that a rocket's a Canadian thing? Do you guys not have them in the United States of America?
Like pocket rockets, red rockets.
It's yeah, okay. So Nate, maybe you just need to educate yourself.
There you go, Nate. You need to check them out, man. We have them down here.
You've been sipping too much Angry Orchard. You need to get some rockets in you.
Maybe Connecticut's just missing out because I never heard of them either. But Nate and I live pretty close to each other.
I've lived all over the country, though.
I've
never heard of them.
I bet you can soak them in vodka too. Though.
I've actually been to Canada numerous times.
Same.
Hey, don't knock it till you've tried it, man.
Have you been to Canada for Halloween? Because it's a staple at Halloween.
No, but I do know about lots of other staple Canadian foods. I have a lot of French Canadian relatives.
Poutine?
Not necessarily poutine, but creton, yes.
Oh yeah,
And,
Creton, absolutely.
creton
That's-
was a big thing. My dad used to cook it, and the house would smell awful for 3 days.
So that's super. That's even more French Canadian than poutine. Like
That's like the Acadian national.
Oh my God, they're
breakfast
called
bread,
they're
man.
Smarties.
yes,
Yeah,
there
they're
you
Smarties.
go.
I just
No,
looked them up.
Smarties are chocolate covered candy.
No,
No,
what?
No.
Candy covered chocolate.
No.
These
No.
things are like
No.
dust. They're like chalk.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, they are. They're
They're-
Smarties.
that's
dude.
Smarties.
They're totally Smarties.
So
Down here,
Smarties.
You guys just call them something different.
No, Smarties. No, Smarties are a totally different thing. It's
No, they're
Smart-
not. I'm
No,
on
they're
not.
I'm
They're
looking
literally
at it
that.
right now.
No.
Wikipedia doesn't lie.
Have you guys never had Smarties before? Smarties are chocolate.
Not down here.
Nestle's
No.
Smarties are a different thing than Smarties.
Who calls them Nestle Smarties?
Yes.
They're Smarties.
It's
Hey,
what they're
Genghis,
it's what
look
they're
up Smarties.
trademarked as. What they're trademarked as. Use the Google box on the front
What?
on the computer in front of you to find out.
Just
What
look up
world do we
Smarties.
live in?
It's the
Don't
exact
go to
same thing.
Canadian Google. Hey, go to
It's-
American Google.
Literally the same packaging and everything.
No, I literally Googled Smarties and it brought me up a box of actual chocolate Smarties.
No, it didn't.
These-
That's
these
'cause
are
you're
like-
getting that Canada filter, bro. You're the guy
Can
can't
I-
fire.
These
Can I-
rockets are like flavored chalk. It's
Can
basically
I
what
share
they
my
are.
desktop? Like it's literally
Sure.
showing
Hold
me
on.
Smarties.
Yo,
Smarties
so-
down here are not
so I
promise you.
googled Rockets candy,
Yeah.
and Smarties came up in my Google. I swear to God.
But Rockets came up too.
Are smart people also ask, are Smarties and Rockets the same?
Oh my god.
Depends what country you're in.
Those are Smarties.
But hang on, you guys cut off a really good conversation about Creton because Creton is like Frencher than poutine because English people
Oh,
have
yeah.
actually adopted poutine, but English people have not adopted Creton. And like
No.
so, my in-laws are all French and they
Okay.
eat the shit out of Creton.
Yeah.
Have you ever had poutine râpé?
No, I have not.
Which if you didn't
I
put
have
the
no idea.
if you didn't put the accent on it, it would be poutine rape.
That's awesome.
And it's a ball of lard, and it's apparently an acquired taste.
No, I've never had that. I mean, it's basically head cheese, Creton, and it's just not. It's just, oh no.
Yeah.
The smell and then the texture. It's like grainy meat mash. No. Mm-mm.
I question the contents more than I question the contents of hot dogs.
Well, when my father would make it at home, I would understand that it was fine and it was good, but it would take him like a day to make, and I still wouldn't eat that shit. They'd go up there, they'd go to the supermarket, and they'd bring a cooler, and they would just bring so much of it home for all the relatives too, you know?
Yeah.
No way.
No.
way.
But poutine is
Yeah.
is
See,
delicious.
we hybridized it, and we kind of bastardized it as well, my family at least, and we would just do French fries and actual gravy. Like, I wouldn't do the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good option too.
Yeah.
Have you ever had so if you really had a Canadian poutine, you would have had moose meat on your poutine?
I've never had it on my poutine.
Like
but I
moose
have
knuckle?
eaten moose, and I have eaten bear.
I don't want to see your moose knuckle, Nate.
Yeah, keep your, it's November. Keep your mustache away.
Oh man.
That was a good pull though, Nate. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I want to sell Jamie Collins because I don't think that he's going to keep it up. He's already kind of coming off the field a little bit for Hightower in certain situations, it seems. And Hightower's been making some more plays, and I just don't think Collins is going to keep it up.
I agree with you 100% on that.
I think that if you've held him through thick and thin, especially in Dynasty, great. And where I drafted him in redraft, I mean, if you were to be able to sell him for what he's equal to, either offensively or defensively, you'd be stealing. But he's a guy that I would, if somebody were willing to take him, I don't think you're going to find a buyer, but if somebody were willing to take him for where he's at right
Maybe
now.
a newbie or
no way.
something that doesn't know.
Yeah.
You might be
Somebody who you could trade him some offensive stud and be like, look at what this guy's doing on your defense. Absolutely.
What's the lowest you
Right.
take for him?
Oh man.
Me,
You know,
just
I kind of
because,
like Jamie Collins.
yeah, I love Jamie Collins in the situation. I mean, but I would move him just because who knows when it goes away. The dude doesn't even really like football. Like,
Right, but are you taking a third for him? Are you taking a fourth?
no, I wouldn't take. I don't think I would go any lower than a third, and it would have to be a really, really good third. Have to be early, a late too. You know.
Does your value of that change knowing what's coming in with this 2020 class?
A little bit. I'm kind of new to Dynasty, and I would also. I mean, I hit on some picks. I definitely this year already hit on some rookie picks. I drafted Minshew for nothing, Ty Johnson for nothing.
Right.
You know, some rookie running backs that look to send me some value. I got McLaurin because I was high on him coming out when they hooked him up with Haskins. I thought they would be a little bit better, but I don't know. I think established players with good upside and contractual situations you can predict. I'll take it over a pick any day.
Yeah, I got a question.
If you can get a mid third or earlier for him, I think you take him.
Yeah,
with this rookie class that's coming in.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You floating a 2, and he comes back with a 3. And you try to get like a 3 and a 5 for him? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I could do that.
I think
3 and a 5 would definitely work.
Good.
Speaking of this upcoming class, it's going to be a class for both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I think a lot of people are focusing on offense because of all the talent that could be coming out. But don't sleep on this defensive class. I know Bush and White were the main stars this year, but there's some kids like David Woodard of Utah State, Isaiah Simmons of Clemson, and a few more. Bryce Huff, if you're looking at outside linebackers, Bryce Huff of Memphis is a really good pass rusher. This is going to be a pretty deep IDP class. So, you know, if you can get rid of Collins for a mid-third or earlier, I'm taking that all day. And if you can get a third and a fifth, yeah, I'm most definitely taking that.
Nate, you were going to say something there?
Oh, he brought up Gardner Minshew, and I just was curious y'all's take on a trade that got floated my way in the Dynasty League. So this is a
getting Gardner Minshew wins.
Okay, so it's a one QB league. I have 3 quarterbacks, 2 of them pretty damn good, and an individual floated Gardner Minshew for a 2021 second rounder.
That was me.
What do you guys think of that one?
Minshew for a 2021 second rounder, is that what I heard?
Yeah, for one QB league, I have Stafford, Jimmy GQ, and Drew Lock on IR.
Sold.
I personally don't think the 2021 class is going to be that strong.
I don't either.
I don't know if that second is enough for me to. Now, if you said if it was a 2020 second, absolutely, I'd probably pull that trigger.
I would be getting Minshew. I'd be getting rid of
the. Getting Minshew. Oh my!
That's what I'm saying.
You're getting Minshew? No, I want Minshew for that.
No, I think I'd keep the pick. I would keep the pick.
He did.
I did.
But then I pushed Minshew in a 4th for a 3rd. Was the deal I ended up getting with somebody else?
Yeah. No, I haven't given Biddy any shit for that, so that was me giving him a little shit.
Oh, you made the deal. Like, you declined it. I'm cool with that. You could have countered. You could have countered.
I could have. It was fun.
I think I'd rather have Gardner Minshew than the 2021 second, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Really?
When would I start him?
Who are you guys against?
With his
Stafford and who?
Jimmy GQ, and I think Drew Lock. I think I had maybe it was Breeze. It was something.
I don't think
so.
It was
You're
Breeze.
obviously starting Stafford, but are you going to ever, if it came down to you starting Minshew or GQ, who would it be?
And don't go off recency bias because Jimmy G just had a really big game.
I was gonna say he just had a huge game. I mean, I in Dynasty though, I'm not really.
Oh man, that's
like.
I think with his quarterback depth, I pass. I really do. I mean,
yeah, I did.
I can see both sides.
I think his depth at quarterback is what makes this a pass. If you really need a QB, then yeah, I think you take you make that trade, you go ahead and get Minshew. But I think his depth really dictates this whole trade right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Not going to say that I wasn't thinking about it. I was about to go in, and then I realized it was a 1 QB league.
For sure, I aimed a little high. I'm not gonna offer it to him for a fourth, right? Like I aimed a little high. I was expecting to have a dialogue. You didn't bite, so I got to deal with somebody else. It's all good.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's cool.
Yeah, no. And I could be wrong because we're still a year out, but even last year when we were looking at the 2020 class, we knew this 2020 class could be good. Now 2021 could be good if a lot of these kids come back for another season, and that might change the whole conversation. But
I don't watch enough college football to know really. Like I don't watch any other than the big games. So
I'm
taking your guys' word on that. I follow enough guys who I trust that watch enough college football.
If everybody that comes out that's expected to comes out this year, then 2020 is going to be a huge offensive class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of overlooking the IDP section, but there's going to be a really good IDP class coming out. There really is. I know last year was good because of the defensive tackles, Oliver Williams, Wilkins, Lawrence, etc. I know a lot of people didn't like the linebacker class because it was basically Bush and White and everybody else. But overall, I think this year's class is going to be pretty good. It's going to be a good class.
Cool. So I got some buys and sells.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
To roll
Buying
with
some
it.
vodka so gummy bears.
I know there's one here that you're
Dude,
gonna try.
don't knock it till you try it, man. I'm telling you.
Yo,
You
we were
soak
all
those
over the
hair bows
edibles.
for about 4 days. And dude, those are
I gotta soak some Smarties in vodka.
I feel like
man,
that would
I'm
just
gonna
turn into
try that
paste.
You guys ever dip strawberries in angel dust before? You want to have a good fucking time.
Is that a stripper's name?
Oh.
Well, strawberries and angel dust are having a good fucking time.
big
Nate,
boy
Nate,
Spadini
had a
right
good-
there.
The stripper's name is Angel Dust.
All right, I like
That's
it.
right.
Dip your strawberries.
I don't
There
have
it goes
candy
again.
corn.
There it goes again with the pluses.
So my buy right now, you might not even have to buy trading
You
to
might
get
even
this
have to
guy.
ask.
He's 11% owned, and is probably on your waiver wire. Matt Ioannidis.
Whoa.
Yes.
I own Lionitis, whatever. The guy who kicks people off of cliffs in 300.
This is Washington.
Yes, Washington. He's been pretty consistent this season. He's gotten a sack, he's registered, a sack or a sack assist in 4 of the last 6 games. And a lot of those games coming with multiple tackles along with it. So he's been getting the numbers, and he's just not a name that's getting thrown around. He's someone that I was able to pick up to fill in for injuries, to fill in on bye weeks, and generally just gets dropped again. So he's someone to grab. If he's there on your waiver wire, definitely spend some fab on him. But
one of our writers wrote a piece on him in the offseason. He was very productive on a efficiency base. Per opportunity, he was very efficient.
yeah, no, he's freaking killing it. Against Minnesota, 3 solos, 3 assists, and a sack. For someone that you can get off the waiver wire, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Week before that,
Especially with Ryan.
8 solo tackles, and an assist, so 9 total tackles. That's good stuff right there.
Right, especially with Ryan Kerrigan being a huge bust. Huge bust this year.
Yeah. John Allen hasn't been flashing like he did last year either.
No, he hasn't, but I like what Washington's doing. They've got Landon Collins. They've got Deron Payne. If you're in position-specific leagues, you need to own Deron Payne. Ioannidis has been good. Jonathan Allen's kind of been below par right now, but Cole Holcomb's been huge, the rookie linebacker.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's a big piece for them. I know their offense kind of sucks. We'll see if Haskins makes a difference. I think he's supposed to start this week, but I like what they have defensively. I do with Holcomb, Collins, Payne, and some of those guys. I like what they have defensively. I really do.
So on the sell, it's another defensive end over here. This one hurts, actually. This is one of my favorite guys in the league.
1-2 Trey.
Huh?
1-2 Trey.
1-2 Trey.
1-2 Trey.
Trey Flowers.
No. Calais Campbell.
Okay.
I
He's a
hear you,
sell
big
for me.
dog. I hear you.
Yeah. He has been inconsistent this season. While a lot of his numbers have been respectable, Calais Campbell's stock is a high-end defensive end, so you got him early in your draft. And he's just not been necessarily your league winner. And I think with his age, his age and the upcoming of Josh Allen, I think that Calais Campbell could either be seeing, I don't know what his contract's like, but I'm pretty sure he's getting close to the end of it. He might, move on to another team, which could help his situation, or it just might be close to his time, to
I don't
pass the baton on.
I agree.
But he's got value now. You've got the name value. He's doing enough to still be of interest. Week 3 he had 3 sacks. He's probably going to end the season still up there in the sack numbers, which will be good. But I think this might be the last year that I draft him.
So he's getting cut after the season because he's only $2.5 million dead money. He's $15 million cap savings if they cut him.
Yeah. So this might be the last time in Jacksonville. And
but like, if you're making a championship run, you think he's a piece. Are you keeping him or are you selling him? Because, like you said, it could be the last run. You might not be able to sell him again after the season.
Right. I think that I'm trying to get value out of him. Even if I'm if I'm on a championship run,
and you can get him cheap enough, I think.
See, I don't know with his inconsistency, if I'm making a championship run, I don't think I want him on my team. And if I'm making a championship run and I've already got him, I don't think he's the reason I'm there.
Yep.
So I would be moving him in either situation. Just trying to find someone, maybe wait. What would be a good, maybe after this Houston game, or, I mean, we're talking dynasty here, and hopefully you don't have trade deadlines. Tennessee.
That's a hot topic lately, eh?
Yeah, they got Tennessee coming up.
I'm glad you answered that because some of my leagues, I do have trade deadlines.
Dynasty
leagues. Yes, in dynasty leagues I do, in a couple of my leagues that I run. And the reason being is because when we started the leagues, we didn't have those trade deadlines. And I had some owners that they got kind of ticked off that they weren't going to make the playoffs. So they decided they were going to trade all their teams or all their good players for picks. So, I had to implement a trade deadline to kind of combat that a little bit.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a reason for it. But I think just with Calais Campbell, you should be able to find someone who's wanting to buy him. And I think the window is now.
I do.
And it hurts me to have to make that call.
I think
he's the guy who's his wife, I think, makes cookies. I remember The Hard Knocks.
Cupcakes.
Is it Cupcakes? Yeah, Cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
I fell in love with him in Hard Knocks because he was just like a, I don't know, joyful guy. He seemed to be, the heart of the culture of a team. So always loved him. Hopefully he makes it into like the booth or something someday.
I don't know if he's necessarily got a voice for radio. It's pretty fucking deep. Like his voice is just gonna blow out the bass in your speakers.
I think he still has enough big name value. You could probably get something for him, but I don't know that Jacksonville isn't going to do a complete makeover.
Excuse me.
Campbell is fighting Father Time, of course, but Yannick Ngakoue, his contract is up, and he tried to hold out a little bit there. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jacksonville go with Dwayne Smoot and Josh Allen. There's going to be a youth movement there pretty soon, so they're going to have to make a decision somewhere. So if you can buy Smoot or Allen right now is the time to buy them, because depending on what they do, Campbell and Ngakoue, you could be setting your stuff up really good with Smoot and Josh Allen.
See, I think Campbell's one of those guys that's just going to die on my roster. I don't think that I'm going to get enough for him that I'm going to be, encouraged to trade him. Like I guess what are you expecting to get for him, Nate?
For a defense, I think if I could pull a 2 second-round pick, I don't think I'd get a first for him.
I think I'd do it for a 2. I don't think you're getting a 2.
No,
I don't think you're getting a 2.
If you can get a 2, you pull the trigger. You break their arm off.
Yeah. I think you'd be lucky to get a 3. I think you're probably looking at a 4.
A 4.
I don't think I'd do it a 4-4. I think I'm gonna ride him out.
See, for a 4, I keep him. A 3, I kind of think about it. A 2, I rip your arm off. That's kind of what I'm at with it.
Yeah, I think that it really depends on who I'm talking to, who I can shop him to. I think the biggest point is just that I am aware that his numbers are starting to fall, and this is the time.
Yep,
and it's
to move him.
He's been really good, but this year, oh my God, he had that huge ass game against my Titans, and think
he gets them again here right away too.
Yep.
Dingus, I don't need this. I don't need this from you, Dingus. I don't need this.
He's going.
I don't need this from you.
He's going to slap that so-called tough guy Taylor Lewan all the way around, left, right, and center.
Oh my God! Shut your dirty whore mouth right now! Oh my God!
The tough guy Taylor Lewan's going to go after AJ Boye.
Oh my God! That's it. I'm driving to Canada right now. I can't do it.
Oh, stop it! We couldn't even get you to drive up to Philly. Remember?
Speaking of Canada, I do have a friend that lives in Canada, and he's trying to get me to come up. I want to say it's Manitoba.
Oh, is it Bill from Winnipeg?
No. This is a guy that I know from a game I play on my phone that lives up there. He's wanting me to come up there and do some fishing.
What game? What are you playing on your phone?
Empire.
Pokemon Go.
No, not Pokemon. Empire.
Okay. I don't know very many people in Winnipeg.
I think it's Winnipeg. I can't.
That's basically hell.
Just pick one right in the middle of the country.
However, I do like snow. I do. I really do like snow.
Oh, you'd love Winnipeg then.
And if you like to ride mosquitoes, you want to go there for sure.
Oh yeah, go to Winnipeg in June if you don't like your blood.
Yeah, the mosquitoes in Winnipeg are the same size as a sparrow.
Oh wow!
He's over here. Kitty. He's over here trying to eat my cord. This cat humps. Have you guys ever heard of a cat that humps?
No.
This cat humps.
Oh, wow.
How did you teach him to do that?
No, he's done it. He came that way.
Usually that's what happens.
Nope.
Yeah, my cat likes to stick its butt in your nose.
This thing is just totally. He will hump pillows. He will
How
hump
long
your
did-
leg.
How long did it take you to
Stuff
train him to do
like
that, Nate?
Just came that way out of the box.
I feel like these are learned behaviors. I don't know, guys. They're not questions.
I wonder if we got those two cats together.
Okay.
Oh, God.
They'd probably just start spraying candy corn all over the place.
Rockets?
No, not rockets.
Okay, here's
Oh, Jesus.
here's my big baby. Big lazy. She probably
Jesus.
weighs, I'm saying, she's part tiger. She probably weighs 12, 13 pounds.
2 stone?
She's a big one.
No wonder my allergies are acting up. You guys are just drowning in pussy.
My that cat right
Hey.
there is not as big. I had a Maine Coon that was like 18 pounds.
Damn.
Who was
Biddy,
fucking
I'm glad
huge.
someone else said it
Wow,
because
that's
I was trying to hold myself back from saying it after making the same comment last week.
I was dancing around it.
Bunch of big pussies over
It's all
here.
right.
Mm.
All right. She's a good girl. Come on now. She's my buddy.
So many comments I'm holding off on right now. So
She's not-
many.
This cat has like basically
Dingus, I've had enough for you tonight.
Oshkosh in his knees. He's got like sloppy knees. His kneecaps dislocate.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought it was no holds barred on the Rated IDP Live. I thought we just let loose.
Generally.
We do. Hey, let it go.
Yeah, I mean, what seems reserved about Angel Dust Strawberry?
She's just trying to get through college.
She's going
She's
for a
trying to get
doctorate.
through college. A good one. Oh,
So
man.
Nate, you brought up JJ Watt.
Yeah.
He's all done.
Oh, man.
JJ Watt, I think,
better
is a
sell it
buy.
A buy.
No.
Really?
I think he's
No.
a buy.
I think he's done.
I
do
think he's
too.
at his lowest value. And if I could float
All right.
a really late round pick,
I just got a glimpse of the I'm watching one of the local Boston sports channels and the Patriots come on, so I did draft Gronkowski in a couple of leagues this year, so I can't say that I wouldn't entertain something for him, but
I mean, considering the talk, everyone's saying he's done. He's injury prone. Listen, I am not the guy that is all in on JJ Watt. Every year I've been staying away from him for years.
Right.
And then he proved me wrong this year because I actually drafted him in a couple leagues because he put a full season together last year.
Right.
And so now he goes down. I'm looking like an ass. But I think that JJ Watt has one more comeback in him. And if I can grab him, stash him on my IR for next to nothing, and take that gamble, I'm doing it.
are you looking at his numbers right now? What are his numbers on this season?
Let me look him up.
Sorry.
He was actually having a pretty solid season until I gave him the kiss of death.
He is.
He's like a top 20 guy.
Yeah, all right.
He got off to a little bit of a slow start, but he's done really well since then.
Yeah, all right.
And when he's healthy, there's no arguing. He's one of the best in the league.
Oh, he wrecks.
But 3 of the last 4 years, he's had season-ending injuries. I mean, you have to take that into account. Now, I agree with Nate. He's going to bounce back. He's that type of guy. He's going to bounce back. He's going to come back next year, and he may have 1 or 2 more good years. But this injury thing is real, and I think right now, while he has a big name, I think you sell him. I think you got to sell him and get what you can for him, because what if he comes back next year and this happens again and it's 4 out of 5 years?
Mhm.
You're not going to get anything back from him. I think now's the time.
I don't
right
think
now-
selling him at his lowest value is the best strategy either, because
I get
right
it.
now this is where I'm going to be buying him for peanuts when he works out, comes back for next season, and everyone's fucking oohing and ahhing over him again in August, that's going to be the time that I might even flip him.
Right now, I'm not. With this, and I own him in a few leagues. Right now, I will sell him for the best offer I can get right now because I just can't.
I send you
Availability
Ionitis.
is your best ability.
Would you flip him for someone that's basically off the waiver wire?
In
I'd take it right now.
Dynasty League?
Yeah.
I would probably ask for a late round pick, but if you give me Ionitis and a 5th, 6th round pick, I'll take it. Right now, I'd take it. I really would.
Okay, so I like where Nate's going with this because I'm not really a big fan of buying JJ Watt or selling him because I don't think you're going to get the value that you want for him when you sell him, except if you're Hollywood where you're selling him for peanuts.
But you could look at him as an investment right now.
That's exactly what I'm thinking right now.
Mhm.
If you go buy him right now for peanuts, if Hollywood's giving him away for free, so say you get a fifth round, we'll call a 5th round basically free.
Yeah.
You take a 5th round. Nate takes JJ Watt, waits till he has a good solid summer, a little off season, hype starts kicking around. Then he turns around and flips him for a 3rd.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's a good return on investment. Unfortunately, I wish Nate could pull up last week with JW there.
I get that.
So I got his
really
numbers.
do.
He's got 5 sacks and 15 tackles over the season so far. Those are solo tackles. I didn't add in the assists. But he's had a huge game. Week 3 was pretty stable. He did not do so hot against Kansas City, but he's been with this scoring over 10 points for the majority of the season.
I might be in the minority. You give me Ionitis in the 5th for what right now? I'm taking it. I'm taking it because I think I can flip Ionitis while he's hot and get me something a little bit better to go with that 5th.
Yeah, I mean, I was just using that as a example because I literally could just go to my waiver wire before you, click him, and then send him, as an example. But I would probably not give you a player and a pick. I would probably give you my last round pick or, something along those lines. Like basically free, like Dingus was saying.
Right. If you give me a 6th or 7th, I'm probably turning it down or later, depending on what your league is. But if I can get Ionitis in like a 4th or 5th round pick, I'm taking that because I think I can parlay that into. If I can trade up, I think I can. It's more or less bartering. I can take those. I can take that pick and that player and maybe turn it into something else that I need.
So last week on the show, me, Nate, and J-Dub, we were on here, and we did talk J.J. Watt. And we talked about him being boom or bust, boom or bust. I said he's a sell. Sell him now. It's only a matter of time until the other wheel falls off.
Fucking jinxed us.
I jinxed it. I put the kiss of death on there. That's like Nate's cat sticking his ass in your face. That's what I basically did on that one. And then he went on and got hurt.
So you said that, and you know what I did? I fucking defended JJ Watt.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
Now you wish
on my face.
You know what?
Now you wish you would have sold him last week, like I said.
You know what? If you believe in Watt and he's healthy, then yeah, you go get him right now because he's going to give you that value.
Oh, yeah, you're never getting him cheaper than right now.
Oh, I don't believe in Watt at all. I just know that his storyline, he's going to make a comeback.
Right.
This is probably the last comeback, and it's probably not going to be a very good comeback, but this is stock trading. Right now, we're seeing Apple at its lowest. Go and buy it, and in a few months, flip it.
You're going to pump and dump?
If he's healthy, then yes. But I'm like you. I don't believe that he's going to stay healthy. The back, the pec. With all his injuries, I just
my
don't
pussy
see
and my crack. Right? I can't help it.
Yes, sir.
I can't help it. Every time.
I got you, man. I hit you with that ice. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
Oh,
He's gone.
Nate, we lost
Pulling
Nate.
it. He's pulling it already.
And Nate's like, I'm out.
Shit.
I'm out. That was great.
Oh no.
So,
Good job, Snacks.
so hang on. This is a little bit of a tangent, but I found this Twitter post, and this woman taught her kids a cleanup song for her kids to clean up their toys
Oh, God.
Oh,
to the
no.
tune of that song.
Nice.
And so
You're kidding me.
I can't remember the lyrics though. Fuck, it was something like. Oh, hang on, I gotta try to find it again. But it was fucking hilarious. So her kids are singing this cleanup song to the tune of "My Neck, My Back."
My
Right.
back. Oh my god.
That's great. Oh, shoot.
Hang on, I might have it.
So while you're looking for that here, Nate, do you want to pull up that question there we have?
All right, I got it. All right, do it now. Clean it good. Clean this house up like you should. Your books, your blocks. Pick your shoes up and your socks.
I like it. Whatever works, man.
Oh my god! Can you imagine that mom's kids singing that song?
That says so much.
Yeah, I've been having to threaten my kids with calling the police on him to get him to clean up his stuff, so it's all right.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh god!
So let's try and compose ourselves here. We're getting about the 90-minute mark here. We just passed. We're going to get wrapping up here pretty soon, but I want to make sure we get our viewer question in here. They're asking about Tavon Austin for the rest of the season.
I'm avoiding him.
Would.
I'm not rostering him in any way, shape, or form. He's not going to find his way on the
Absolutely
lineup no
not.
matter what.
No.
I mean, no.
It's going to take something catastrophic for him to be relevant, and then is he really relevant, or is he just still scraps? Like, he'll have a week here or there, but you can't predict it because he's so boom.
Where is he?
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah. Tavon Austin. He scored above, well, let's see. Last 2 weeks, he's put together. Oh, he had one target last week.
So, but why?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even. He's not even. For me, he has no value. I mean, he's a add-in, a throw-in.
I've never understood
And
why
even-
anybody.
He had that 1 week just because Murray Cooper won with the injury, right? That was it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was the reason he had one good week. So yes, if Amari or Gallup go down, he could theoretically have another week, but it's not something that you want to tie your fantasy success to, right?
Exactly. I'm not taking that gamble. No.
He's a bye week fill-in if like everything comes together and you're desperate and he has an opportunity. But
with an injury to Gallup or Cooper, he's still like a wide receiver 4 or 5.
mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, the stars would have to perfectly align for him to be an
startable.
option for me.
and he's
exactly.
And realistically, if that happens, your season's probably already a write-off. If you're that deep in the weeds, like probably
I had
you're
to
ba-
start the worst receivers last week, and I ended up scoring a monster game.
starting who?
I had to start some of the worst receivers last week. I ended up having a monster game in one of my leagues. Hold on, I'm gonna look at it. It's gross.
Isn't that amazing though? When you have the spot start a guy and he has his best game of the season when you spot start him.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to move along here to Snacks.
What up?
Here to Snacks IDP. You got the floor here. Talk about your humping pussy and whatever else you want to talk about here.
Oh, well, so I lost my kid in the woods for an hour and a half last week.
Holy fuck!
He's almost 3. and I was sitting outside with him and my dog.
Was it on purpose? Was it like, is this the Hansel and Gretel story?
No. I was sitting outside. I was looking at my phone, and I'll own it. I was looking at my phone, and him and the dog were running around having a good time. And we live in the woods, and my property's bordered by state forest. But they ran by, like where I could see them, and I was like, I should probably go out there and rein them back in, and I didn't. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, I don't hear them anymore, so I should go look. And I went out to the woods and couldn't see them. And it was like slightly drizzling and leaves were falling, so I couldn't pick up any noise or see any movement. And ended up panicking. I already have anxiety to begin with, and I'm a worrier.
Right.
So I totally lost it. And if I had stopped and thought clearly, the only place I couldn't see them where they were was about 50 yards to my left up the hill at that point in time. But of course, I started looking in all the other directions. And so an hour later, when we found him, he was almost a mile away in the woods.
I love how Dingus throws it to you for the usual like promo your stuff and you indict yourself for child endangerment.
No, man. You know what? I gotta own it because it happens.
Are we recording?
Yes,
I hope so.
live stream.
Hey, the cops were here and they already know about it.
That's
I asked
More power to you.
I said, was this an Amber Alert? And he said, no, the dog's got to fail.
Oh, that's great.
It's an Amber Alert. So, no, I don't really have anything to plug. IDP guys, rated IDP live, you know.
So
I can watch it.
So the police know where to find you, but where does everyone else find you?
You can find me
Outside of the woods looking for your children.
find me here. You can find me in the northeast corner of Connecticut looking for my kid in the woods, yelling for my dog and my kid.
Hell, I could watch kids fall off bikes all day.
Wait,
Oh my God.
so do you live near the 6-way stop sign?
What 6-way stop sign?
Jesus
I drove through Connecticut this summer, and I came upon a 6-way stop sign in northern Connecticut, and I've never seen it before in my fucking life. And I don't know.
We've got weird roads out here, man.
I don't know what like
6-way stop.
civil engineer came up with this idea. I
Have
don't
you ever-
fucking know. It should be a roundabout, right?
Yo,
No,
so
it's a
even
6-way
worse.
stop.
Listen, even worse. Go look at your map. It's something that'll blow your mind. Is look at Kelly Square in Worcester, Massachusetts. So
Can you
it's
spell that?
How the hell?
Worcester.
K-E-L-L-E-Y, and then Worcester.
Jesus Christ.
But no, it's like
Oh, Jesus.
I think it's 8 roads that come together in this one, and then it just comes into this big just this big open area of pavement, and there's a bunch of traffic signals, and there's like a couple of rolling stops. They just built a casino right there. There's a stadium. It's a nightmare.
I actually just drove through Worcester yesterday.
Kelly
A
Square.
couple days ago.
Worcestershire?
I was taking
you
the
went.
highway.
Because I know where you went.
Yeah.
Sick bastard.
Worcestershire's, I'm just saying.
Worcestershire. Worcester.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire?
They're going to be the Worcester Red Sox soon too. Pawtucket.
Fuck the Red Sox. They suck.
Come on.
All right, let's move along here to Biddy. What do you got for us?
You can find me not tweeting at DubsFans02, I guess. I
He
did.
said not winning.
I did tweet about Taco Charlton earlier this year and Robert Quinn, and they blew up. So I like to keep my hit ratio pretty high.
There you go.
But
Right.
I'm an IDP guys, DFD, more of an editor than a writer. Behind the scenes, but and the F3 pod, absolutely find us every week. Well, hopefully every week, but not every week. But there we go.
Sweet.
Biddy's kind of like family, eh?
What do you mean?
So you're kind of like family here with the F3 pod and the Rated IDP live, and
That's it. Yeah, it's very incestuous.
Mm.
it's nice to have extra Canadians in the group too, eh?
Well, see, this
For
was,
sure.
I was going to say, you've never seen Dingus and Andrew in the same room at the same
Well-
time. I just figured you guys, all the Canadians are just the same person.
And
putting on
He's
different hats.
He's on to us.
The two Canadians.
We'll loop.
It's like what's the Rick and Morty, the interdimensional cable, where it's Michael and Chikel or something, and they're like attached.
Oh,
worms.
Pikel. Yeah,
Pikel.
and
That's
Pikel.
it.
Yeah.
And they both have shows.
Is that like Steve Urkel and Stefan Urkel?
No. Nope, totally different. But close, kind of. No, who somebody just dressed up as Urkel and killed it. Oh no, sorry. Nobody that you guys would know.
You're like pulling off your Facebook feed,
No, my wife showed me today. She was like, "Look at this! He killed it. He looked just like Urkel." And I was thinking about it. You wouldn't know him.
It's Jim from Northern Connecticut.
It's not. It's Kenny from Central Connecticut.
Okay.
Well, at least as long as
Ken Kniff from Connecticut.
it's not Bill
There
from
you go. Keeping up from Connecticut.
Bill Smythe from Winnipeg.
Oh yeah. Ken Kniff from Connecticut.
It's like Nate and his 4 friends from Edmonton.
4 Fingers in Edmonton? What?
Is that another stripper's name?
Edmonton?
Sounds like a dude's name.
Well, hey, you do you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, bathrooms, strip clubs, school children, whose gender, anybody.
After enough vodka soaked gummy bears, all bets are off.
Yeah.
My wife's nephew and his friend were little skeleton people with skirts on yesterday, little asexual dancing skeletons. They're 9 years old. It was weird.
And it is.
That was their thing.
All right, Hollywood, do you got anything for us?
I don't know the gummy.
Non-unisex skeletons?
On that note,
Good note.
nobody lost those kids, though.
That's too bad.
Hollywood, have you ever lost any children or lured any back to your place?
Who are you talking to?
Or lured and then lost.
I cannot take no more of you tonight, Dingus. I cannot. You've been on me all night, dude. I cannot.
Right, no, seriously, what do you got for us there, Hollywood? What are you working on now? I know you always got all kinds of things going on. So,
man, I'm a little bit of everywhere. I write for Dynasty Football Factory, doing a lot of things. I'm a co-host with at Seahawks Den. We do the IDP Nation podcast. We have been really digging into some IDP Devy. If you guys are, if anybody does the Davy stuff, you need to really check us out. We've been digging into it. Of course, I've been here with you guys. I'm on Reddit. I'm on Facebook, P Nation on Facebook, the IDP sub on.
At the edge of my seat.
all right, well, that
A
sounds
little bit of everywhere.
It's like a time jump.
Oh, Snax got the dog out now. Get rid of the pussy and get the pooch.
No, the pussy's right here, too. They're best friends.
There's a little scheme going on.
Come here, cat.
Come here, cat.
For us, we wrap up. You want to plug some T-shirts, maybe, or
Are you talking to me? I'm sorry. I was
Nate doesn't even.
entranced by the pussy.
Do we?
Stop waving my pussy around.
You keep
Do
petting
we
your
not
pussy.
have something to break news on, Nate?
Oh, you be my guest. You guys tell me. Tell it.
I mean, you tell me.
I think Nate should probably tell it because Hollywood might take a while.
Well, the biggest news is that I went to Salem yesterday for Halloween and proposed to my girlfriend. She said yes.
Booyah.
Somebody text her and tell her it's not too late.
She's got a year to figure that one out. But
Good for you, buddy.
thanks, guys.
Oh man.
Yep. No, it was good. It was rainy and I got soaked, but it was.
Listen,
I
Well,
got really drunk.
I don't know you.
hopefully
I don't
she
know.
doesn't sober up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know you that well, dude, but I can tell you that anybody who gets proposed to and the first words out of their mouth are "What the fuck?" Keep her.
Oh,
You
that
know.
was great.
Yeah,
And
dude, it was beautiful.
sent that to like all our family, and my
Perfect.
mom's like super Christian and everything. And
Yeah. Oh well,
Well,
this is your
it
better,
was
daughter-in-law.
just like,
dude.
that's it.
Here's your future daughter-in-law. You better get it over with now.
Yeah, but
That's
yeah,
great.
that was
She's
that was
gonna-
perfect.
Yeah, she should love her for who she is. If she doesn't, it's her problem.
Major props, mate. That's even better, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I sent that out. Anyone who follows me probably saw it on the Twitters. But yeah, so that was a big thing. Outside of that, like, I don't know. I think I'll just leave it at that for my update this week.
We're going to be good for that. All right, then. So without further ado, for the newly engaged, so to speak, Nate Cheat, we got Snax IDP over
Yay.
here. We got Biddy Dubs Fan 02 down there. We got Hollywood there for Oklahoma
What
Doug.
up?
I'm Dingus 4, Barry Allen, and we gone.
Follow me if I don't follow you, and I'll follow you back.
My neck.